Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syafiq and I will show you about English teaching at English boarding school. English teachers at English boarding school usually get the benefit when their students are required to use English and Arabic in their daily life at the boarding school. But there is also an IBS, which only obliges them to use Arabic language only without the need to use the other foreign language like English. For teachers who get benefit from the boarding school rules in which they teach the enactment of rules in English in daily life, grammar is usually applied because the student enthusiasm to show their English skills is excellent and high enough. As for other teachers, in the application of grammar is severely restricted to avoid student aversion or student concern in showing their English skills. In this stage, the teacher feels that it is very important to build student confidence that will influence the student enthusiasm in English. English teachers can provide positive feedback such as encouraging and as much praise as possible without sounding insecure. From this statement, we can see clearly that there is a link between the treatment of teacher to the motivation of student. On the contrary, the level of magnitude of student motivation can be used as a basis of teachers to choose what strategy is the best used in teaching English. For teacher with a student with a high level of British enthusiasm, usually teachers use a student-centered learning. Others use collaborative strategies so that teacher can package material with various activities that are effective and fun for students in English lesson. However, for teachers with students who tend to be a passive, it is now an interactive learning strategy as well as a collaborative strategy, so that students are encouraged to become more active in English while drilling using by some teachers. Drilling is a technique for teaching language through dialogues which emphasize on the student habit formation by repetition, memorizing grammatical structure and tenses transformation using the target language and the culture where the language is spoken. Drilling here used by the teacher to improve students' ability to speak and add vocabulary students. And there are 4 skills are very important in learning a language. Lorena and Sadiku stated that better integration between listening and speaking to reading and writing will make a person a good listener, readers, writers, and good speakers, so as to communicate effectively. For strategies that related to reading, listening, writing, and speaking skills, English teachers in IBS use the following strategies. The first one is reading. Answering question, jumble paragraph, or ask students to read a dialogue, reading aloud, conversation with friends, advanced presentation like retelling story or something, games, drill vocabulary, making sentences, and describing a picture. The second one is listening skill. Listening to a news, announcement, stories, watch and listen to a video and fill in text, listening music, or by watching a movie. The third skill is speaking skill. Performance and discussion, practice pronunciation through drilling, conversation with friends, advanced presentation like retelling story, games, drill vocabulary, making sentences, describing a picture. And the fourth skill is writing skill. Making article on the types of text, answering exercise question, and create a dialogue. Practice make sentence with keywords and translating a sentence. The whole strategy is used as an effort to improve the quality of student learning outcomes and the ability of students in learning English at English boarding school. For the conclusion, from the explanation that has been conveyed through the discussion above, it can be concluded that there are factors that influence the determining strategy used by English teachers, such as teachers' educational background, students' enthusiasm level or student motivation, teachers' understanding of students' character, and regulation applied in IBS. English teachers in several IBSs try creative ways to develop the strategies they use in teaching English. Yet, stagnant strategies are still being used to suit students' needs. It proves that the renewal of teaching strategies old ways are not entirely unnecessary. Precisely by understanding the character of students from a school or a class, then the teacher is able to choose which strategy is best used to teach English effectively. And there are some skills to improve the learning language in English boarding school. Yeah, hope you all guys enjoy, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.